Why America's fight with Huawei matters. The United States has ramped up its fight with China over technology by revealing charges against top telecoms company Huawei. The U.S. Department of Justice alleges Huawei stole trade secrets from U.S.-based companies and conspired to dodge U.S. sanctions on Iran. Charges were also unsealed against the company's chief financial officer, Meng Wanzhou, who is under arrest in Canada and faces possible extradition to the United States. What happens to Huawei and Meng will have huge implications for the world's top two economies, which are locked in an expanding clash over trade and technology. The dispute will shape ties between Beijing and Washington for years to come and could make or break China's aim to become a global technology power. Analysts say Huawei could suffer the same fate as its smaller rival ZTCOF, which was crippled for months last year by a U.S. ban on buying vital tech components from American companies. The charges are likely to result in the imposition of U.S. export controls that threaten Huawei's survival. Dan Wang, a tech analyst at research firm Gavical, said in a note to clients Tuesday. Any relief for the Chinese national champion will likely come at a steep price, and the issue seems set to take a central role in the ongoing U.S.-China trade talks. Huawei. China's global tech icon Huawei, one of China's top tech companies, makes billions of dollars selling smartphones and telecommunications equipment around the world. Based in Shenzhen, it's a prominent example of the country's rapid economic and technological rise in recent decades. It sells more phones than Apple and is leading the rollout of super-fast 5G wireless networks around the world. As Huawei expanded overseas, the United States identified it as a security threat as early as 2012, alleging that the Chinese government could use the company's products for spying. Huawei, which denies the accusations, has found itself at the heart of the growing rivalry between the United States and China to decide who will become the world's leading technology superpower. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Zheng Shuang lashed out at the U.S. charges against Huawei on Tuesday, accusing the United States of trying to kill Chinese businesses. In recent years, China has announced plans to pump hundreds of billions of dollars into building up key domestic tech industries such as microchips, artificial intelligence, and electric cars that helped trigger the trade war, with the U.S. government attacking what it says are unfair Chinese policies aimed at boosting Chinese businesses at the expense of American ones. Especially in the tech sector, the trade war, the U.S. government has dialed up the pressure on Huawei while waging the trade war against China. Tariffs on hundreds of billions of goods traded between the two countries have hurt businesses around the world, roiled financial markets, and contributed to fears about a global economic slowdown. U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping agreed to truce last month, and their governments are trying to negotiate a more lasting deal to end the hostilities. A new round of talks is due to start Wednesday in Washington. Trump's top trade negotiator has insisted that the pursuit of Meng by U.S. authorities is a legal matter that is completely separate from the trade talks. But Trump undermined that stance by controversially suggesting he could intervene in the case if it would help reach a trade deal with Beijing. The new U.S. charges against Huawei will make it even harder for the trade negotiators to insist that the case is unrelated to their talks, according to Gavical's Wang. Especially if Huawei is hit with a ban on buying American parts. Investors should now be focused on such export controls as a core tool of the U.S. in its standoff with China, he said. Thanks for listening. Don't forget like, share, and subscribe my channel for more information.